Welcome back to Film Snob HQ. The road to Avengers Doomsday is almost at its end. We are on one of the final projects that are currently available. Remember, at the time of recording, not everything's been released. Still no Spider-Man, still no Vision Quest, still no Avengers Doomsday, of course. Next up is the second last TV show in the MCU currently. And then we've got our one shot at the very end as well. And this week I'm talking about a TV series that I did not watch at launch because I knew I was doing this. So it wasn't that I didn't want to watch the show. It was just that I knew I had a lot to work through and I was going to get to it eventually. So I put it off. And man, I slept on this show. I was going to watch it for sure, but I should have watched it earlier. I'm talking about Wonder Man. Wonder Man, starring Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who you might remember as Black Manta from Aquaman. He was also Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen TV show, and of course Ben Kingsley reprising his role as Trevor Slattery. And what a breath of fresh air this series is. After everything that I've watched, getting tired, getting ready to wrap things up, and in Phase 6, they've had two bangers right one after another. Fantastic Four that I really, really adore. And then Wonder Man, which is nothing like any of the shows they've done. There is almost zero focus on superheroics in this show. We're introduced to Simon Williams, who becomes Wonder Man. And he is an actor struggling in Hollywood. He's at the beginning of his career. He's trying to break it in the game. And in the first episode, he meets Trevor Slattery, who was the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, and that comes up a lot in this show. And of course, he was also in Shang-Chi as well. This is hands down Ben Kingsley's best performance in the MCU. And when they announced he was going to be a big part of the show, I was a bit confused as to why. I didn't know what he could bring, what Ben Kingsley could bring to the role, but what this character could bring to the Marvel Universe. This is one of the best on-screen duos I've seen in the MCU. They work so well together. The struggling actor at the end of his career and the struggling actor trying to break into his career, working together to take on Hollywood. Meanwhile, it's revealed that Trevor's actually been working for the Department of Damage Control. He was arrested when he arrived back in LA, and they were like, we'll send you in prison or you can work for us. And of course, he took the plea bargain, and so he's been getting dirt on Simon Williams. But what happens over the course of the 8-episode series is they develop this really beautiful, wonderful friendship, and he starts to tank his role with Damage Control because he wants to protect Simon. I won't give it all away in case you haven't seen the show yet. The final 2 episodes are a triumph. We do get little kind of little teasers of Simon's powers throughout the show, but it's not the focus. It's not really an origin story because he's had his powers since he was a child. There's references to an event when he was a child where he blew up the family kitchen. So he's got, in the final episode, they refer to as ionic powers, which means he can basically create this huge energetic wave blast and destroy everything around him. And he can also, spoilers, I will spoil this one thing, it happens in the last episode, he can fly. Which is true to the comics, I believe. I haven't read a ton of Wonder Man. I'm really excited to see him join the greater Marvel Universe. I feel like he should have a role in Doomsday or Secret Wars because he's such a powerful character. I think it'd be interesting to see that power set and just get another new character in. But he was really fun. The episodes are incredibly short, the longest episode being about 35 minutes, maybe not even about half an hour, but they're generally 20 to 30 minutes long. So you can knock this season out in a night. I knocked it out in 2 simply because of my schedule. But a really fun show, really great characters, and just so different. Whilst all the other Marvel series have been mostly focused on superheroics and powers and stuff like that, this is not that at all. It's a buddy show, not quite a buddy comedy, but it's just 2 buddies trying to make it in the world, and one of them happens to have superpowers, but it's just so not even a focus of the show. It's really wonderful. It's a really lovely show. It's been apparently announced for a 2nd season, and the director of this was Destin Daniel Cretton, who did Shang-Chi. He's also done Spider-Man Brand New Day, and he's doing a 2nd season of Wonder Man. He was initially attached to Kang Dynasty before they did the whole reshuffle. But what a great new voice in the Marvel Universe, putting out these wonderful films and TV projects. Shang-Chi was absolutely a blast. Wonder Man's been great. Spider-Man looks amazing. Yeah, I like what he's doing as a creator, and I like all of his projects. That's it. In terms of returning characters, I would have previously said that Trevor Slattery wasn't going to return, but after this, he might. He might show up in Doomsday or Secret Wars, even as just like a scene, like interacting with Simon Williams. I think Simon Williams has to show up at some point. Like, he's such a powerful character now. We need to have another hero on the front lines to face Doctor Doom. So I think he's going to show up at some point as well. Damage Control, I don't know how much of a role they're going to play in these big Avengers films. They might show up in Spider-Man Brand New Day, I'm not sure. But we'll have to wait and see. Because there's no real villain in this show. Other than Damage Control. Damage Control is the antagonist. We should also point out Simon Williams' brother in the comics does turn into the Grim Reaper later on as well. So there's no real tease of that yet, but they're doing a second season. I imagine it's going to come up at some point. Next up is our final TV show, and then there's a special. Next up is Daredevil Born Again Season 2.